Another week down in Galaxy of Heroes, but this week we actually did get a lot of information out there. So we have new content, we have some posts, we have a lot to go through, and of course, the biggest content that came out this week, packs. Everybody! Welcome to another episode of Good and Bad. I am Infinity with Reality Skewed Gamers, and this is the show where we look at the last week in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and give it everything that happened, either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Now, it all depends on how I feel about it and what you guys think about it, so you guys can comment in the comments, and I will go ahead and tell you on camera what I think. And let's just go ahead and jump into the first thing. I blame Finn is a thing for a reason. If you guys aren't familiar with it, when things go wrong, it's usually my fault. And so I blame Finn happens, and this happened actually in this past week during Rangers GAC. In his third round of his last GAC, I said this. This is where you're going to try to go and get bonus points. So you don't have to go undersized. There's no benefit to undersized and fleet. You just don't call them in from reinforcement. And while that was true for a long time, we actually looked at this. What I didn't realize is that in December, where you can see here, there was a post talking about how they finally changed the fleet to actually give a bonus point by not having a ship in reinforcement. So what else can I do? This is a mea culpa. I suck, and therefore I am giving a thumbs down to myself for this week. Gave wrong information, but I do want to thank all of the people in the community for letting me know, and I had to look it up and found that there was a post. Simply just missed it. It wasn't like a huge attention grabber in this post, and so now there is a benefit to not putting in a ship in reinforcement. So this is different than if you were following us back before November when we were kind of doing GACs and we had actually looked at it and saw that there was no benefit. There is now. Remember that as you guys do your GACs. The next thing now is the state of the galaxy. Now, I'm not going to give one thumbs up or one thumbs down for the whole thing. We're going to go through some of these and then give them the individual thumbs up and thumbs deserves that they deserve. Thumbs deserve. God, this is already becoming one of those weeks, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to give it either a thumbs up or a thumbs down based on whatever it is and what it deserves. So let's go ahead and start looking at some of the key things that we got out of the state of the galaxy. Now, the first thing we got is a lot of information about how these galactic legends are going to be unlocked and how we're really going to be able to acquire them. Now, we are going to get them at 7-star unlocks, but from the sounds of it, there's going to be extra tiers for this to unlock an ability. So this is a new concept that we don't really have in this game right now, that you're going to have to do an event in order to get a mat to actually unlock the ultimate ability, and that's the only way to do so. Getting the 7-star character unlocked so you can start working on the gear and all of that, you can get through the regular progress. They said that once you go through the first few tiers, you're going to get the 7-star character. So they're not really trying to gate that too much, but then they are going to try and gate the ultimate ability, and that's going to take some time and some repetition, and that's where those raid tickets are really going to come into play. So for that, I kind of like the concept here. You get the 7-star unlock, you work on the gear, you work towards this ultimate ability that's supposed to be this game-changing thing. It's not just handed to you as soon as you get it, but I do like that they're not making this terribly difficult in the difficulty to actually get the rewards on this. And again, we'll see exactly when this comes out. But so far, I am giving this a thumbs up. But here comes a reason on the same concept where I'm giving it a thumbs down as well. I was really hoping that they would be turning this into a way for us to get more gear. Turning this into a personal raid that we can then use in perpetuity after we get our Galactic Legends done. They are not doing that. They basically said once you're done with it, the event is not going to give any more rewards, which is not a good sign, and that is why I give it a thumbs down. We are missing some of the fundamental concepts that keep players in this game. Frustration over gear is not the best way to go. Now, you don't have to just give it away. I know that there needs to be made money, but over time, there needs to be a way for players to acquire more and more as you introduce new pieces. You've introduced the Gear 12 plus pieces, the 6 piece, then the Gear 13 is going to require you to destroy those pieces. I mean, we need a lot of gear in this game. They haven't really addressed it in a good manner. The Galactic Legend event would have been a great way for them to do it. This is a missed opportunity, and that's why this gets a thumbs down. They then focused heavily on the artwork. Now, we've talked about the artwork a lot over our shows. You guys have seen it talked on other of the YouTubers. I mean, the art has been something that's just, ugh. Like, it's good that they're discussing it, but they're bringing so much attention to it that they're now going to be drawing more attention and criticism on all of it. They spent a Q&A about 2 months ago talking about how they increased their polygon budget and how they can actually make things more detailed. Then they come out with this version of Rey, which is awful. This is not Daisy Ridley. This is not the Rey in the movies. This is something else. And if you're going to bring attention to your art, you're going to have to be ready for the criticism because you're not giving us anything else to go on. We're not really talking about any new raids. We're talking about new characters. We're talking about new packs. I mean, this is not the content that players want. If you believe this is, then we are going to criticize this heavily. And there is exhibit number 1, your crappy Rey. And speaking of content, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. You guys heard it in the intro. We are talking about packs. There have been so many packs right now available inside of the game. It is ridiculous. It is like $500 worth of packs just sitting there. Like, really? Really, we're not getting any content. You're just going to throw packs at us and trying to get money. Now, these do have 31-day timers, which means that they're more likely than not going to be timed out with when we're getting Galactic Legends and giving us about a 2-week period to buy some of these things to help us with the Galactic Legends. But just in general, all we're getting is packs, and it's kind of disappointing. But then we get to the next part, which is, there are problems with the packs. So what else can I say? The packs, it being the only content this week, is getting a thumbs down. That's first. Then you release the packs, and then the packs have their own problems. First off, you have these packs with incorrect artwork that are showing Cairo text, but then nothing in the pack. Thumbs down. Then you come out with another version of a pack for Finn and Poe that has an incorrect title and description, which doesn't match what is actually in the pack. You say that the contents are correct, but the description is wrong. Can't even get the pack straight when you're talking about content. Another thumbs down. Packs are just not... Stop calling packs content! Ugh. Okay, I'm calm now. Okay, so we talked about the packs here. Now let's jump over to the next thing that came out, which is our content update. Now, in this content update, we did get a lot of information, and the first thing we did is get the requirements for Galactic Legend Rey and Galactic Legend Kylo for the 4th set, or the 4th tier of the unlocking requirements. And these are actually fairly good, so I'm actually going to give this a thumbs up for the requirements. Now, when you look at Rey, what you're going to need is a BB-8, which is kind of expected, right? BB-8 is kind of one of those critical characters. We have veteran smuggler Chewbacca, which we kind of expected after we saw Han in the last one. And then you have resistance hero Poe, which is the new character. So of course he is going to be involved in there. The other part is that the capital ship, the Radis, they only gave us requirements of a 5-star unlock, plus mentioned in the previous State of the Galaxy that we're not going to need the ships for anything of the tier. So you just need the 5-star to get into the event. That is awesome. I like the fact that we're already wasting so much on gear. I understand that. And so the 5-star aspect of it isn't a huge deal. We would eventually get it to 7-star anyways. But I do like the fact that some of these things are not maxed out and that we do have some flexibility here with not needing a 7-star Radis, which sometimes could take upwards of like a year if you're not doing the refreshes. So with that, again, I like the Rey requirements. Kylo's are very similar. Kylo is using Hux, which is the new character, FOTP, which is a character we've had for a while. We've also had Emperor Palpatine, which was a little bit of a wrinkle in here. But Emperor Palpatine is, again, a character that I think most people are utilizing in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not to the point where you need him relicked, but he's still a pretty good character. So I don't mind Emperor Palpatine. And then a 5-star finalizer. So the requirements for the Galactic Legends, I think, are on point. I like the way that they're putting this together, and so that's why I gave it a thumbs up. And we just finished talking about packs. However, I'm going to jump into one other pack right now that came in this content update, and that is the new Lightspeed Zeta bundle. And I'm going to give this pack a thumbs down. Now, this is a pack that's giving Zetas for you to purchase, which is great. I like that they're giving at least some ability to purchase Zetas now. It's been a while. They need to start introducing more of that. Problem is, this pack requires you to have bought the hyperdrive bundle, and the value of this pack, while there is some value to it, is not near the value of the hyperdrive bundle. So why is this being linked to the hyperdrive bundle at all? It is a $100 pack with a value that I don't think is really what is deserving of something that is as exclusive or is tied to something as exclusive as the hyperdrive bundle. So I am a little disappointed in this pack. I was expecting more for kind of the second level pack, the progression of the hyperdrive bundle. I think the hyperdrive bundle was a great addition to allow for newer players to quickly catch up. Lightspeed bundle, not so much. Again, the value is there. If you guys need these pieces, the value is there, and I'm going to come out with a video soon about kind of the value of this and if it's worth it or not. But overall, the value is pretty much there, but it's not a great value to the level that the hyperdrive bundle was. So again, thumbs down for the Lightspeed Zeta bundle. And then, of course, like everything that's associated with CG these days, when they release something into the game, something we want is going to break. That's right, something we want is going to break. And what is that broken? That was TW. So as soon as they released this content update, the territory war disappeared for all players. Strangely enough, you guys may not expect this, but I am actually giving this a thumbs up. Not for the fact that territory war disappeared, but what I am giving a thumbs up is the response by CG. Now, mistakes will happen. There's going to be errors in coding. We face this way too much in this game, so I understand the frustration. But how they respond to these issues is ultimately the key on how I'm going to grade these things. And within a few hours of it being dropped, they investigated it and came up with a solution that included giving players 150 crystals plus redoing the TW. So we're not missing the TW. It just got delayed by a day. So I am really actually pretty happy with CG's response on this. Would I prefer that it didn't happen at all to begin with? Of course, but it happened. They dealt with it well. I hope that they take this as an example of how they need to treat all of the things rather than what we saw with Gas and with the Jawas and what they've done before. Hopefully they have learned from this, and this will be a good thing for them moving to the future and trying to get some public relations with the player base. And speaking of Gas, let's talk about Gas. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this already. There is a way to exploit General Anakin Skywalker and his abilities using the auto feature. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to show the video right here, but I'm also going to put a link to that video down below, which is showing you how you can use the auto feature in order to force Anakin to use his bonus turn to do a basic, which then allows you to use a special every single turn. If you let it go on auto, it's going to auto to a special ability, and then on your next turn, you're only going to have the basic ability left, and that's not the way that you would ultimately like it to happen. So by manipulating the auto to a basic only instead of the special, you can kind of manipulate it and get your specials always going with Anakin, which makes him pretty deadly because you can get armor shreds on pretty quickly with him. Again, I think this is all going back to the fact that they ignored the gas bug to begin with. This is all working pretty much as intended, and you're manipulating that auto button. There's nothing wrong here. There's nothing broken here. But again, this all comes back to the fact that CG is ignoring a lot of basic things about the game, and we have no trust in their ability to fix these issues or even address these issues anymore. So check out this video. It could help you guys with your gas. Again, I don't know what CG feels about it. They haven't really commented on it, but from my perspective, when I've looked at it, this isn't really doing anything outside of what the game mechanics allow you to do, which is now you're forcing him to use a basic ability for his bonus turn. I don't see an issue with that, but who knows what CG's going to think. So use it carefully if you guys do want to use it. I tested it out in GW, worked fine. It did exactly what the video said, and it's pretty easy to replicate. It's nothing crazy hard. So yeah, check that video out. It's a good video to talk about the gas bug. And then lastly comes the server update that came out a couple days ago now. With so much going on in the game, it's hard for me to give this any kind of thumbs up or thumbs down, to be honest. Server updates have always been something to do little fixes to the server to fix little bugs. Usually when I look at those, I'm hoping for something substantial that they're fixing, not we're ignoring gas and it's working as intended. I'm hoping that they're going to fix it. This is going in and fixing an issue with chat rooms and those kind of things. I'm not giving this a thumbs up or a thumbs down. This is just to inform you guys that if you guys do speak other languages, there you go. There was an issue with the chat rooms, and now that is resolved. So, overall, this week, there was a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, and while there were a lot of thumbs down, I'm not going to lie, I am giving this week a thumbs up. The good things really did outweigh the bad things. The good things being that we got information about the Galactic Legends. We got information about what the requirements are going to be for them. We have a chance to plan for all of this. I think this was an overall good week in terms of information. Now, I will caution you, all of you guys, just to be ready. EA has moved all of their employees onto their remote sites. How this impacts CG, I'm not entirely sure. We may see a delay in content in this game. I, again, don't know. This is going to be kind of a moving thing with the coronavirus, with the situation that it is. So everyone get ready for an interesting couple of weeks. I mean, I would want to give a thumbs down due to lack of content. However, if it's because of the coronavirus or anything else, then obviously there's going to be some mitigating factors. So we'll take each week, 1 week at a time. I do wish that all of you players, as well as everyone at CG, does remain safe. Try not to get sick. Do what you need to. Follow the instructions that comes out from the CDC and from the news that you guys see. Be safe. And once again, I am Infinity with Reality Skewed Gamers. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Good and Bad. Please make sure that you check out any of the content over here on this side. God, I got the cameras all backed up and everything. I got to figure this out more better. I do this every week. You'd think I would learn, but still I don't.